Hey guys, how are you doing? Is iPhone 10 worth buying now, or should you consider any other iPhone model to practically use it for the next 2 to 3 years? Recently, I have published videos about iPhone 16 Pro versus 15 Pro comparison, iPhone 14 Pro Max, and iPhone 14 Plus, whether they are worth buying right now or not. We'll leave the videos, the links in the description and in the first comment. If you want to, you may check that out. This was my iPhone 10 I bought 7 years before, and I sold it to one of my friend, and he was still using it when I asked about what iPhone he's currently using. Even though the battery health reached 71%, he haven't changed the battery anytime during this usage period. He was managing it with power bank and other power source options, and I was really shocked. So quickly, let's go through the hardware specifications and my suggestions about whether it is practically usable or not, or you should consider any other model. 7 years before, during the 2017 September Apple event, Apple announced iPhone 10 as its one more thing, the iconic one more thing. Tim Cook on stage revealed the iPhone 10 overall, the first design. Even though we had similar leaks before, it was very exciting to see the iPhone 10 officially announced. Especially with the Face ID sensor, there were not much leaks at that time. So people were kind of surprised, even though the design, the edge-to-edge display and everything leaked. We were expecting that, 4 5 years before, Android phones already came with the full edge-to-edge screens. So that was not a big surprise. The Face ID, the way Apple demonstrated it was a really big surprise, even though it fails with the twins scenario and with some family members having similar facial bone structure. The Face ID was a little bit failure at that time, and over the period of time, Apple have keep on improving it, and right now it is much usable, and it is there with all the iPhone models. When it comes to the display, it is a 5.8-inch diagonally measured display, and even the iPhone XS that released next year also had the 5.8-inch display, and it has 2436 by 1125 pixel resolution with 458 ppi. That is absolutely good for, it is an OLED display, so texts, images and everything looks sharp even for the video content consumption. And it has 620 nits maximum brightness. Right now we have up to 2000 nits brightness with the iPhone 15 and 16 models. And overall, the design wise, it is perfectly compact for average hand. You can use it without any issues, and overall weight was around 174 grams, so it was comfortable to hold. And even today, it is definitely a beautiful iPhone. It came in two colors. One is black and another one is white. So the stainless steel around that phone color changes according to the one we pick. And when it comes to the camera, it has dual 12 megapixel sensor in the rear, and in front it has 7 megapixel for FaceTime usage. And when you see the samples of the iPhone 10 photos, using the rear camera that some of my audience have took with or without edit, you can see how the picture looks, the colors and everything. With each year upgrade to the camera sensor and the image signal processor, Apple have started to do more sharpening of the photos, and details are getting more focused. So which results in people coming from iPhone 10 after 2 or 3 years upgrade noticed that their selfies were little bit darker than usual. The iPhone 10 camera was best, even the front and rear cameras were best with the skin tone. And many have raised their concerns regarding the over processing of the images. With iPhone 14, 15 and series, you can clearly see the difference if you test them at the Apple showroom or with your friend's iPhone. And the last supported the compatible iOS was iOS 16 for the iPhone 10, which made it a difficult one to suggest. When you see in the used market, you will end up with, mostly a battery serviced iPhone 10 or a third party battery serviced iPhone 10, which sometime ends up as a trouble with normal everyday usage. If the battery is original, then we can expect a good battery backup. Otherwise, it could be difficult. Also, about the apps compatibility, most of the banking applications, as in my case, the UPA apps and many banking applications starts to require iOS 17 and later versions. So with everyday usage with payment banking solutions, it is not possible to use the iPhone 10 as your primary device. So even if you see good price and deals and discounts on iPhone 10, used iPhone 10 in both online and offline marketplace, my suggestion is to skip this one if you are thinking about using it as your primary iPhone. If you want to use it as a secondary iPhone just for few apps usage, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and for phone calls, and you are able to find a good working excellent iPhone 10 and you were waiting for a correct pricing to own this piece of the first iPhone that came with the edge-to-edge display and the Face ID sensor just as your collectible, or planning to, thinking about getting one in a perfect condition, then you may consider it. Otherwise, as a day-to-day phone for the next 2 to 3 years usage, my suggestion is to consider at least iPhone 12 or higher models based on your budget. Do check the links about the iPhone models and comparison and suggestions with the iPads, Apple Watches also in the description and in the first comment. Thank you so much for watching. For more, don't forget to subscribe. Have a wonderful day. I hope the details I have shared in this episode helped you to make the decision whether to buy used iPhone 10 or not.